Good evening, Mel.
Good evening.
Mel, the 1-1 draw at Billericay on Tuesday was a super match to watch from the stand. How was it for you and James from the dugout?
It was good to watch. I think that when you put a team out there, you enjoy watching them. I enjoy watching my lads play, and we're in a transition. Like I said, we're developing. We're changing our style a little bit, trying to become better with the ball. We're very good without the ball, trying to get better with the ball. And the last few games have been good progression. And I thought again, first half, the progression was we did very, very well. They forced a few corners and got into good areas, but never managed a shot on target in the first half. We had the best chance the first half and could have easily gone in 1-0. And all credit to the players, they did very, very well against potentially one of the best teams in the league. They did very, very well. So it was most enjoyable to watch.
The changes that Billericay made at half time, especially up top, saw them put us under pressure for the first 20-25 minutes and take the lead. But your changes saw us come storming back and going close several times before DeQuain appeared at the back post.
Yeah, it was. You expect a reaction from them. They've got good players. They're very well coached, good managers, good coaching staff there. And the main change is they went very direct at us. They went in over the back of us, but they did it with quality. It wasn't long ball hoof as people describe it. It wasn't. It was real quality. They put the balls into really good areas and hurt us. We had a little bit of a setback. My intention was at half time to change the shape. And we were going to go to a 5. I guessed what they would do, so we were going to change. Unfortunately, Darian felt his hamstring in the half-time interval, and after 2 minutes of the second half, I was told he couldn't come on. So that sort of set us back. And while I was trying to then work out how we then get to where I knew we needed to go, unfortunately they scored. So had we not had the injury, who knows, it may have been a different story. But we went to the shape I wanted to anyway by putting DeQuain back, and we ended up with Gucci on the right wing back, Vass at left wing back, Jesse came on with Matthias in behind Rion, and we went for it. We had 2 very, very attacking wing backs, 3 very good centre halves who were also very good at getting forward, and so it came to pass that in the end one of those centre halves releases himself and gets in at the far post and buried the ball really, really well, put it right in the corner. So really pleasing. That's the thing with the game. When they need their home time, their home side, they're trying to force us, putting us under a lot of pressure. They get the goal, and it's only human instinct. They didn't get the second. They had a couple of chances to get the second and didn't. A bit like us on Saturday here, where we had chances to get the second and put the game away. We didn't, and we ended up drawing. They didn't, and ultimately they paid the price. And then in I think the 93rd minute, we hit the post as well, which could have gone anywhere. And we had 2 lads following it in, and it happened to roll between the 2 of them. So very close to Nick, and it would have been a Nick, but Nick in the win 2-1, and there go the fireworks. But ultimately a really, really good performance from us, and the lads played very, very well. So yeah, all credit to both sides. I thought it was a really, really good game of football.
It was a great game to watch. Yeah, it's our 5th draw now. We're getting a team that's very hard to beat, Mel.
I think we've been a team that's difficult to beat all along. It's something when I first came in here, when you're bottom 4 of the table and struggling, the first thing you do is you want to become difficult to beat. Paul Tisdale calls it taking low hanging fruits. You become very good on set pieces, you become very good at defending set pieces, you become very good in shape, so that you're difficult to get penetrated. So we became that, and we are that team, and we went into this season and we started well, still difficult to beat. Nothing had changed from last season. We'd still worked predominantly on without the ball, and we were difficult to beat, and we now find ourselves trying to become better with the ball, but by doing that you invariably open yourselves up a little bit. That's the trade-off, and you've got to try and do it in stages, which is what we're trying to do. And so yeah, we've picked up 5 draws. It depends how people look at it. From the last 6 games we're unbeaten. We've only lost 1 game, which is a fair achievement, and some of those could very easily become wins, and some could very easily become 1 or 2 defeats. So it is what it is. It's 4 wins, 5 draws and 2 defeats, I think, in our 11 competitive league games. So we'll just keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully start to get 1 or 2 wins.
I like the art of defending, but there's a few people have asked me to ask you, how do we turn the draws into wins?
by scoring more goals than the opposition. You know, it's not rocket science. And who knows? You know, Saturday we created numerous chances and could have won. And then on Tuesday night, the reality is, if you look at the chances created, they probably could have won. So then you say, okay, well, they've got 3 points instead of 2. They'd have got 3 points instead of 2. But ultimately, whatever way you look at it, it could have gone either way, both games. So it's very difficult to say, how do we turn how do you turn defeats into draws? How do you turn draws into wins? How do you know, there is no simple way of doing it. You've got to be difficult to beat. You've got to be very good with the ball. Take your chances when you get your chances. Hope they don't take all their chances, because you're always going to get chances in the game. Every team gets opportunities, as again it showed on Saturday when they got one chance, hit the post, comes off, straight back to the player, does really well to take 2 touches and finish. So we will keep endeavouring to improve our forward play while maintaining a good defensive system, and ultimately I think that will bring the wins.
It's Tuesday, Saturday for the coming weeks, so we can expect probably plenty of rotation. How good is it for you that we've got so much quality we can do this?
Well, I think I'm led to believe now until December we've now got Saturday, Tuesdays. That includes Cups and League. So it's going to be very, very busy. It's going to test us. When we're just going through Tuesday's game. We've gone through Tuesday's game today on who we're going to play, and there's a few players who need a breather and carrying little nicks and knocks, and we don't really want them to play Tuesday. But then I've got no one else to come in. So yes, we've got a squad. But it's still going to be a big challenge for us to manage that correctly. Yes, I've got, if all 20 players are fit and raring to go, it's not a problem to us whatsoever. But ultimately, there's a few that have played a lot of football. I've got a lot of kicks, twists, bangs, bumps, like you do, like every team will have, not just us. And a lot of teams got a lot of football. So it's good to have the quality, great to have the squad. And we'll manage it as best we can, but it'll also give a chance for some of our under 23s who's going to have to play some games for us, because we're just not going to have the numbers to put out a full side every cup game. But that's what the club's about, development, and it'll be a great opportunity for some of the younger players to come in.
Look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, me too.
It's Wingate, Harrowborough, Wingate. Coming up, how unusual is it to play the same side on successive Saturdays?
It's very unusual, very, very unusual. It's I quite enjoy it. It's a bit like I've been involved in my time in 4 Football League playoffs, where you play semi-final then a final, and those semi-finals are a week apart, home and away. I know both these are at home, but it's great because it gives you an insight. They'll have an insight into us on Saturday. We'll have an insight into them on Saturday, and they'll do their prep now on what they expect us to do. We've done our prep on what we expect them to be. After Saturday, I might have a slightly different idea. They'll have a slightly different idea, and there'll be tweaks, changes, whatever we both feel we need to do to the following game. So I actually quite like it, because one, it saves me a lot of prep, which I think I've said before, so that's great. But secondly, it tests you as a coach and as staff and players, that tactically, set pieces and all sorts of things, they'll see what we do, we see what they do, and it'll be who can conjure up the second game better.
There's likely to be a few subtle differences between the 2 games.
I think so. I mean, certainly from us there will be. I'll be very surprised if it's the same team twice. I'll be very, very surprised. The one thing, like we were talking about, changing players and having the squad, the one thing I have got is a squad where I can change 2 or 3, 4 players and really change the style and the way we play, and I'll do that. We'll do that invariably. We'll do that. It's a bit different to changing, for cup games where you change a lot of players. This league games are obviously our bread and butter, so I've got the squad where I can change it, as we did on Tuesday night. We had a completely different front 3 on Tuesday night to what we did on Saturday, and we're just as effective.
We'll look forward to your video clips tonight at the beginning of the training then, Mel.
Absolutely, I'll see you in there. Cheers.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.